Hi guys, it's Oshan here from INNGOT RC Experience. It's absolutely amazing. We've had the most incredible string of consecutive nice days, which is extremely uncharacteristic of where I live in South Wales. The weather is usually quite piss poor, to be honest. But yeah guys, I can't get over it. Perfect weather for RCs. Shame about the lockdown, but I'm going to be getting on with my Losi 5ive-T break-in today, so stay tuned. Love being in the garden this time of year. It's just absolutely incredible. Just amazing, guys. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I keep on getting distracted by the beautiful weather. Yep, everything's set up. Check out my previous video on the unboxing and the setup on this car. I've set all the endpoints. Everything is ready to go for its first tank, or its first 15-minute heat cycle, I should say. Okay guys, so there's only a couple of things we actually need to break in a two-stroke petrol engine. I've pre-mixed the oil that I have with the fuel already. This is actually an old batch of fuel that I just need to use up. But you would usually fill the petrol up to the petrol pump mark, and then you just fill the rest up to the 25:1 point with oil. Right, so this is the oil that I use. It's a Power Model 2TS. I've had good luck with this so far. It seems to lubricate the engine extremely well whilst giving it sufficient power. It's a great oil from my experience, so I'm just going to stick with that for the time being. You don't have to have this, but it's quite useful to have to prevent spillage. It's just a fuel funnel. 3-in-1 oil. I've shown why you need that in previous videos. A tuning screwdriver for when I need to make some adjustments to the carb. A temperature gauge, very useful when it comes to heat cycling the engine correctly. And of course my trusty heat gun, which is required to get the temps up on the engine, because even on a hot day like this, it's very difficult to keep the temperature up on these models when idling at such a rich setting. So let's get on with it. So whilst purchasing this model, I thought I'd pick myself up a nice little portable stand. I thought this would be very good for not only for storage, because it's very hard to fit that model on shelving, but rather it would be good for me to use this as a kind of run-in bench. So when I'm doing my run-in process now, I will be lifting the wheels off the ground. Once I've got the engine started, I'll be popping that car on this nice stand. Compliments of RC Models. Great website, check them out guys. So just to let you all know, before getting started with the braking process, just go over the car, check if everything is fastened correctly, all the screws, all the bolts are done up correctly. To be honest, with a car of this quality, you wouldn't expect to see anything loose or needing adjusting, and to be fair, I have checked as much as I possibly can. Everything has been done up properly, no issues whatsoever. Yeah, very nice. One thing I should have checked was the air filter to see if there is, yeah, you can see there, can you see that, guys? So the air filter, as suspected, it has been pre-oiled at factory, so it's all good, guys. You don't need to do that. Okay guys, so it's time to heat up the engine. Make sure you get it to at least 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we'll be ready to go for our first heat cycle. Just be careful, there isn't many places you can point the heat gun. I wouldn't be pointing it in the same direction for an extended period of time, because you do not want to be melting these beautiful shrouds, plastic shrouds. It should be fine, but you know, just be careful, guys. Okay, so the engine is heated up. It's time to get it turned over. And put the choke down for a few pulls. The receiver and the transmitter are not turned on. Okay, so we're going to do this with the car off, the electronics off in the car. Choke down first of all. There we go. Guys, right, we all make mistakes. I definitely should have started the car on a block. Absolutely shit myself then. Basically, I must have hit the throttle servo without realizing. I didn't realize that the throttle was engaged, and as soon as I turned the car on, it kind of leaped forward a little bit. Thankfully I had my hand on the car, otherwise I could have been slightly disastrous. It's all good though, you know, we all make mistakes sometimes, and you know, it is what it is. It's fine though, it's on the block now, it's idling really well. I've turned the idle screw counterclockwise just a tad, just to get the RPMs down a little bit, but it's idling really well. Haven't touched the needle settings. The manual clearly states not to touch those, and it seems to be idling really well. So I'm just going to complete this first 15-minute heat cycle, and then we're going to get on to the next one after that. So 3 heat cycles in total, with periods of cooling between them. Okay, guys? The first heat cycle done, 15 minutes. I'm going to let that cool, and then we're going to do the second heat cycle, heat it up to 200 degrees again, and then that'll be the second heat cycle, 15 minutes, guys. So smooth. I have to say, guys, of all the 5th scale RC cars I have ever owned, this is by far the quietest and the most civilized. Right, okay, so that's 2 15-minute heat cycles completed. So engine has now cooled off completely. I'm going to put the choke down and I'm going to start it again for the 3rd heat cycle. So choke is down. Okay, you heard the pop. Choke off. Well, I seem to have some company here. Okay, so I've topped up the car with some fuel. It's cooled off completely. I've got no means of heating up the engine again, so it's going to have to be a cold start, so I'm going to need to use the choke. Let's see how we get on. Make sure you let the engine warm up for a few minutes once you've started it. Right, I'm going to do a little range test now. Choke down. Do a couple of little pulls here. Where are you all going, guys? Why are you leaving me? It must be the 5T, I don't know. Guys, even at these early stages, I can tell this car handles so well. I mean, it handles almost like an 8th scale, like an 8th scale truggy or a buggy. Okay, so that's the 4th 15-minute heat cycle complete. So I was doing quarter throttle bursts there of about 2 to 3 seconds at a time. So I'm just letting it cool down now for a few minutes, and then I'll be going on to the 5th tank. I'm going to repeat the process again, another 15-minute heat cycle, only this time I'll be doing half throttle bursts of about 3 to 4 seconds, and then we'll be close to where we need to be, guys. It'll be the 6th tank after that, and you can basically start doing full throttle runs from then on. So yeah, see how it goes. What can I say, guys? An amazing display of what's possible in RC. This is probably one of the most incredible experiences that I've ever had with an RC car. The build quality, the driving characteristics of this car are just unbelievable. They're remarkable, and Losi, Horizon Hobby, have done an incredible job on this machine. It's obviously been around for many years, but I mean, this is the 2.0 version, so they've obviously done some upgrades, and I have to say it handles incredibly well. For the size and the weight of this vehicle, it feels so light in the controller, in the way you drive it. It's just incredible. It actually feels like an 8 scale to me, just driving it on the road there. So fair play, super chuffed with this, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making this video today. Please like and subscribe. Obviously you don't have to, but it would be much appreciated. Anyway, guys, see you soon, and stay safe.